Our local teachers could always use some help. And now they've got a game changer with some assistance from the Van Andel Institute for Education. It's called the Educator Studio, and we're thrilled to have the Institute's Director and Education Officer, Tara Tarango, with us today to share more. Hi, Tara.
Hi, how are you?
I'm excited because this is big news for teachers, and I have a big thing for teachers. So tell us, what is the Educator's Studio used for?
So it's essentially like an online hub where teachers can go to find just tons and tons of resources to help bring a little bit more creative thinking, critical thinking to their students, and also just bring back that joy of teaching. Frankly, sometimes the job is so hard, and we love to find activities that really are going to make them find their joy and love of teaching again.
I like that. So that's the why behind it, right? To be like, hey, this is going to help you in the classroom and maybe spur your love again for why you got involved with this in the first place. So what are teachers telling you? I mean, this is new. This is brand. You probably had some instant feedback from this.
Yeah, no, they're loving it, and it actually came because we do so many great things with the students in our own classrooms, and so teachers were saying, how can I get that activity myself, or can you send me your notes for that, or your lesson plan for that? So we thought, well, yeah, let's just aggregate all this in one place where not only teachers in West Michigan, but teachers all over the state, all over the country can access these and really have these great classrooms happening all over.
What grades are we talking for this curriculum? What types of material are we looking at?
It's predominantly, I'd say 3-8. Certainly high school teachers can find some things, but most of the curricular stuff is about K-8.
All right, teachers, are you listening? Is there a cost for this?
There is about $9.99 a year up till December. Then it's going to be $19.99 per year. Okay. So again, there's about $600.
$9.99, are you talking $10?
Yeah, $10. About 2 cups of coffee, it depends on your order.
To get all of that.
Yeah, it's about $700 worth if you bought it all separately. So it really is. We try to, that's what we're about, is just making the stuff accessible.
That is real. Hey, teachers, $10, you're going to get everything you ever wanted to help. And you've got examples here of some of the types of things that are waiting for teachers right now at this website.
Yeah, I thought I'd bring some of my favorites, and I can share them with you if you'd like. All right, one of my favorites is something called Books to Build. So a lot of times, especially elementary teachers, don't have time to bring in science. And so if we pair it with a read aloud, they can kind of do something they're already doing and build in a STEM activity. Okay. So this is a great read aloud called Flight School. We have about 30 titles where we share, here's a great STEM read, and here's a fun activity, engineering idea you can do afterwards.
So the book, but sure, teachers know they can grab a good book. This comes with something attached to it. Right. An activity, something that they didn't have to spend the time and the brain power to get done.
Right. It has all the criteria, constraints, so that you can just put it out there and have your teachers go.
I love it. What else you got up here?
Another one kind of similar are these STEM challenge cards. This one happens to be Mayflower Boat Float, since we're approaching Thanksgiving here. So this is just, have the holidays. Let's use that as a springboard to do another engineering activity. So this one where they are creating a replica of the Mayflower and seeing how much weight it can hold as they float it in a small container.
Okay, so before we continue, you've already laid out 2 things that I want to use as a parent. Okay, are parents allowed to do this as well?
Absolutely, same cost. Anybody can go in there, and parents can tell their teachers about it too. Their students' teachers.
Excellent.
Teachers, yeah. Another one I think is kind of interesting. We live in an AI world, so how do we prepare these students for AI, even young kids? So this is such a simple. Remember, beat the calculator we used to try to do in classroom. This is beat the bot, right? So we are putting a prompt to AI, something like describe the life cycle of a frog. Let's give the students what AI would respond to and say, how could you make this better? And it could be tempting to say, you write it and then they'll give you the AI response, but let's not make them feel like they need to be AI. They need to be better than AI. What can you bring as a human to make this better? So this is, there are dozens of these prompts already ready for you. You can just give them right to the students.
I'm sure that perked up a few years of teachers out there, because you're right. Teachers have a real problem nowadays with people doing humans doing the work instead of AI doing it work. Yeah. I noticed there's a game here that kind of reminds me of a game that most people have in their homes, like Apples to Apples.
Apples to Apples, yeah. I thought we could play a little game of Apples to Apples Science Edition.
This is an example of a game that's waiting for anybody at the website right now to be like, hey, here's what you can do.
Absolutely. And the cool thing is most of these are also in Google Docs or Google Slides, so they're all editable. So the one that we'll play is about habitats, but if you want to change it, you're teaching something else, there are about a dozen or so in there already, but you can change that out super easy.
Okay, again, I'm going to say this. Teachers, listen up. What a great resource for you to have. Bailey, our floor director, is going to come in and he's going to pull a topic for us?
A category card. A category card. All right, give us the category. This is Apples to Apples. This is the ecosystem version.
All right, I got one. We're going to have predator.
Okay, predators.
So the category is predator, and then we've drawn adjectives from.
We've drawn 5 adjective cards each here.
And what's the goal here?
I think so. The goal is we are going to try to pick an adjective card that we think goes with predator, and then we're going to convince him that our adjective is the best one to go with it.
Oh, I got a home field advantage that I work with Bailey. So.
Yeah. So you might have some inside jokes or something like that.
I can convince him.
Which can happen in the classroom. We can talk about that. Yeah. So all right, do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
What do I got? So I have to find out of these adjectives which one I think would be best. There's really only one here that works for me. I'm going to use. You got yours?
I got mine.
All
okay.
Right. Come on up, Bailey. We're going to convince you about that. All right.
All right.
I think that the best word for a predator would be wild. Because I don't see any house cats doing that.
That's a good one.
Right?
Okay.
That is a good one.
Even though
Fair.
they probably would.
Fair. I think wild could work, but mine, I picked quiet because they might be wild, but they're not going to be successful unless they can kind of be a little stealthy.
That's true.
I picked
stealthy is one thing, but I mean, tame things can be stealthy too, Bailey. I'm just saying you have to be kind of wild to be a predator to kill something.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. Predator sounds scary. I'm more of afraid of something that's lurking quietly.
Oh, now you got to choose.
I don't know.
You got to choose. Which one?
Well, I'm going to have to go with quiet.
How'd I know it?
All right. So then I would take the category card. In a classroom, they could play 3 or 4 rounds of this. The goal is to collect as many category cards. I'm going to frame this on my mantle.
Thanks for nothing, Bailey. But that right there, the interaction that we had, though, was fun, but spurred. I had to make mental leaps. I had to put some thought process into how I was going to make this work for that. And that's really what we're trying to do here.
That's exactly what it's about. We want our kids to be able to think creatively, to be able to make those interesting connections that might not be obvious. And so sometimes the words, just play right into the hand and it's perfect. Other times they have to think a little bit. And they also have to do some convincing, some, learning how to speak persuasively, how to communicate.
Work on your debate skills.
Exactly. So many skills. And you're building your vocabulary around science. Or we also have a social studies edition.
Okay.
So there's so many different things that you could do with this, but again, bringing that joy back to teaching is what I really love about it.
I love that too. Van Andel Institute for Education's got you covered. $9.99 for a year through the rest of the year. Now that goes up to $20 next year, so get in on it now and get all of those resources waiting for you. Parents, you too. VAIeducation.org for more. Thank you so much for the time.
Oh, thanks so much, Todd.